Welcome to Bookwaves Audio. In this chapter you will discover why success is not a secret. Many people believe that only talented or lucky individuals achieve great things. The truth is that success follows a system, a set of habits, routines, and strategies that anyone can learn and follow. Imagine waking up each day with clarity, knowing exactly what actions to take to move closer to your goals. That is the power of a system. This audiobook will guide you step by step through the principles, actions, and mindset required for lasting success. By the end of this chapter, you will understand why ordinary people achieve extraordinary results when they follow a consistent system. Make sure to subscribe to Bookwaves Audio so you can follow along with all chapters of this audiobook and start building your own success system today. Let's begin your journey into the world of structured and effective success. Chapter 1. Understanding success as a system. Success is not something that happens by accident. It is not simply the result of luck or talent, although those can help along the way. True success is built on a set of principles, habits, and consistent actions that together form a system. People who achieve great things do not rely solely on motivation or sudden inspiration. They follow a structured approach to their daily lives, creating routines that steadily guide them toward their goals. By understanding success as a system, anyone can take deliberate steps toward their vision, no matter their starting point. At the heart of this system is clarity. You must first understand what success means to you. Different people define success in different ways. For some, it may be achieving financial freedom. For others, it may be building strong relationships, growing personally, or making a positive impact in the world. Defining your goal clearly allows you to build a roadmap. Without clarity, efforts can be scattered, leading to wasted energy and frustration. Once the goal is defined, you can break it into actionable steps that can be repeated daily. These actions form the backbone of a personal system for success. Daily routines play a critical role. Successful individuals structure their days in a way that supports their long-term objectives. They dedicate time each morning to focus on priorities, plan their work, and review their progress. Many successful people spend a portion of their day learning new skills, reading, or reflecting on what they have accomplished. They pay attention to their health, energy levels, and mindset. Small, consistent actions over time lead to compounding results that seem almost magical to those observing from the outside. Consistency is one of the most overlooked yet most powerful elements of a system. Doing a small action each day consistently yields far better results than occasional bursts of effort. For instance, reading 10 pages of a personal development book each day may seem minor, but after a month you have read 300 pages. Practicing a skill for 30 minutes daily leads to much faster improvement than an occasional long practice session. A system ensures that progress continues regardless of temporary motivation or mood. Learning from setbacks is also a core part of a system. Failure is not a reason to quit. It is an opportunity to refine your approach. People who achieve long-term success anticipate challenges and adjust their systems accordingly. They track results and identify what works and what does not. By constantly improving their habits and routines, they make their system stronger and more resilient over time. Resilience is developed through repeated effort and reflection, allowing setbacks to become stepping stones rather than obstacles. Accountability adds another layer of effectiveness. Sharing goals with others, maintaining a journal, or using tracking tools ensures that you stay on course. Without accountability, it is easy to drift or make excuses. A flexible system is also crucial. Life is unpredictable, and a system must adapt without losing momentum. Adjustments are natural, but the core daily actions remain consistent. Learning and growth are integral to any system of success. Success is a journey, not a destination. Each day provides an opportunity to enhance skills, expand knowledge, and develop character. Systems ensure that your efforts are productive and purposeful, rather than random actions. Every step you take is directed toward your vision. This disciplined approach separates those who achieve extraordinary results from those who remain stagnant. People who follow a system often have habits that reinforce each other. They wake up early, plan their day, work on priority tasks, and review progress regularly. They schedule time for learning, reflection, and personal development. By creating conditions for success, the system makes the outcome almost inevitable. Ordinary people achieve remarkable results when they commit to following these principles consistently. The secret is not mysterious, it is methodical and practical. Another important element is momentum. A system allows you to create forward motion. Each day, you build on the previous day's effort, and small wins accumulate into larger achievements. Momentum reduces the reliance on external motivation and builds confidence in your ability to succeed. When you see tangible progress, it reinforces your commitment and encourages continued action. Systems create an environment where success is predictable rather than random. Successful systems are simple, clear, and repeatable. They focus on a small set of high-impact actions rather than trying to do everything at once. Complexity often leads to confusion, procrastination, and burnout. By narrowing the focus and repeating key actions daily, you develop mastery and measurable results. A good system balances discipline with flexibility, allowing you to maintain steady progress even when life presents unexpected challenges. At the start, implementing a system may feel unfamiliar or rigid. You may be tempted to skip steps or rely on occasional inspiration. However, the more you commit to your daily habits and routines, the more natural they become. Over time, they integrate into your lifestyle, and success begins to follow naturally. The system reduces the guesswork and helps you make intentional choices that move you closer to your goals. Systems also help manage energy and focus. Instead of relying on fleeting motivation or random bursts of effort, a system provides structure. You know what to do, when to do it, and why it matters. This clarity frees mental energy for deep work, creativity, and problem solving. A structured system also minimizes distractions and ensures that your daily efforts are aligned with your long-term objectives. Finally, viewing success as a system shifts your perspective. It turns abstract goals into actionable steps. It transforms hope into measurable progress. It creates a repeatable framework that anyone can follow. By committing to daily actions, learning from results, and continually improving your system, you develop a roadmap for success that is both practical and achievable. Ordinary people can achieve extraordinary results by understanding, adopting, and following a personal system for success. As you continue through this audiobook, each chapter will build on these principles. You will explore mindset, goal setting, habits, discipline, and strategies that make this system work effectively. By the end, you will have a comprehensive framework that guides your daily actions toward achieving the success you desire. Understanding success as a system is the first step. Implementing it consistently is the key to transforming potential into reality.
Chapter 2.
The mindset of success. Every system of success begins in the mind. Before a single habit is formed or a single goal is written down, the way you think shapes the path ahead. Your mindset is the lens through which you see the world, and it influences every decision, every reaction, and every opportunity you recognize. Without the right mindset, even the best system will fail, because your beliefs determine the actions you are willing to take. With the right mindset, however, you can create progress in even the most difficult circumstances. The foundation of a successful mindset is belief. You must believe that success is possible for you. Many people block themselves before they even begin by telling themselves stories like, I am not smart enough, I don't have enough resources, or people like me never get ahead. These thoughts create invisible walls that stop progress. The truth is that every person has the capacity to grow, to learn, and to improve. Belief does not mean blind optimism, but it does mean trusting that consistent effort will lead to improvement. Without belief, you will not commit fully. With belief, you will continue moving forward even when results are slow to appear. Another critical aspect of mindset is growth orientation. A growth mindset means seeing abilities and intelligence as qualities that can be developed, rather than fixed traits. People with a fixed mindset often say, "I'm just not good at math," or "I'm not a natural leader." These statements become permanent barriers. A growth mindset replaces them with "I can get better with practice," or "I can learn the skills I need." This simple shift unlocks persistence. With growth orientation, challenges are no longer threats to your identity. They are opportunities to learn. Mistakes are not evidence of failure. They are stepping stones that help you improve your system. Resilience also plays a powerful role. No system works perfectly at the beginning. You will encounter obstacles, setbacks, and even failures. A successful mindset does not deny these difficulties, but faces them with determination. Resilience is the ability to adapt, recover, and keep moving. When you stumble, resilience says, "This is temporary, and I can adjust." Without resilience, people give up when their first plan does not succeed. With resilience, they refine their system until it does. Every story of achievement is filled with chapters of persistence, where the individual kept going when others quit. Discipline is another mental cornerstone. Many people rely on motivation, but motivation is unreliable. It rises and falls with moods, weather, or circumstances. Discipline is different. It is the choice to act according to your system, even when you don't feel like it. A disciplined mindset says, "I do what I said I would do because it aligns with my vision." Discipline is not harsh or punishing. It is liberating. It frees you from being controlled by impulses and emotions. By strengthening discipline, you build consistency, and consistency leads to results. The mindset of success also requires patience. In a world of instant gratification, patience has become rare, but success rarely comes overnight. Systems take time to show results. Seeds planted today may take months or years to bear fruit. Patience allows you to continue watering those seeds, trusting the process, even when you don't yet see the harvest. Impatience leads to quitting too soon or jumping from one system to another without giving any of them time to work. Patience combined with consistent action ensures that you eventually see the rewards of your labor. Focus is another key mental habit. Success requires attention to what matters most. In a world filled with distractions, your ability to focus on a single task for an extended time gives you an incredible advantage. People often overestimate what they can do in a day, but underestimate what they can achieve in a year of focused effort. A successful mindset prioritizes the essential tasks and filters out noise. It asks, "What is the most important thing I can do today to move closer to my goal?" Systems thrive on clarity, and focus provides that clarity. Optimism also strengthens the mindset of success. This does not mean ignoring difficulties or pretending everything is easy. True optimism is the habit of looking for possibilities rather than dwelling on limitations. An optimistic mind says, "This problem is real, but there is a solution, and I can find it." Optimism energizes action, while pessimism drains it. When you expect good outcomes, you are more likely to notice opportunities, take bold steps, and keep moving forward. Optimism is the fuel that keeps the system running smoothly, especially during hard times. Another important mindset shift is ownership. People who succeed take responsibility for their lives. They do not blame circumstances, luck, or other people for their situation. While it is true that everyone faces challenges beyond their control, ownership means focusing on what you can control and taking action there. A victim mindset waits for rescue. An ownership mindset creates solutions. By accepting responsibility, you gain the power to change your circumstances. Ownership transforms you from a passenger in life to the driver of your journey. Curiosity adds yet another dimension. A curious mind asks questions, seeks knowledge, and is willing to explore new ideas. Curiosity keeps you open to innovation and growth. It prevents you from becoming rigid or stuck in old ways of thinking. Systems of success often evolve because curious people experiment, test, and improve. They ask, "What if I try this differently?" Or "What can I learn from this situation?" Curiosity turns obstacles into puzzles to solve, and it makes the journey of growth more engaging. Finally, gratitude shapes the mindset of success. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you already have. It reduces stress, builds resilience, and fosters positive relationships. A grateful person recognizes progress, no matter how small, and this recognition fuels further effort. Gratitude creates a balanced perspective, reminding you that success is not only about future goals, but also about appreciating the journey. With gratitude, the system feels less like a burden and more like a privilege. When all these elements combine, belief, growth, orientation, resilience, discipline, patience, focus, optimism, ownership, curiosity, and gratitude, they create a powerful mindset that supports the system of success. Each quality reinforces the others. Belief drives persistence. Growth orientation encourages learning. Resilience strengthens discipline. Gratitude nurtures optimism. Together, they create an inner environment where systems can flourish. This mindset is not built overnight. Like any system, it develops through consistent practice. You strengthen belief by reminding yourself of past progress. You build resilience by facing and overcoming small challenges. You grow discipline by following through on commitments, even when it is difficult. You practice patience by waiting calmly for results. Every day provides opportunities to train your mindset, just as athletes train their bodies. With consistent practice, these mental habits become second nature. The mindset of success is the soil in which your system grows. Without healthy soil, even the best seeds will wither. With fertile soil, even ordinary seeds can flourish into extraordinary results. By cultivating this mindset, you prepare yourself to apply the strategies and systems in the coming chapters. As you move forward, remember that everything begins in the mind. What you think shapes what you do, and what you do shapes who you become. Chapter 3: Goal Setting and Planning. Success without goals is like sailing without a destination. You may move, but you will drift wherever the wind takes you. To build a system that truly works, you must know where you want to go. Clear goals provide direction, focus, and motivation. They act as a compass, guiding your daily actions and decisions. Without goals, energy is scattered. With goals, every action becomes purposeful. The first step in goal setting is clarity. Vague goals, such as "I want to be successful" or "I want to be happy," are difficult to pursue because they do not define what success or happiness looks like in concrete terms. A clear goal transforms an abstract desire into a specific target. Instead of "I want to be healthier," you might set a goal like "I will exercise for 30 minutes 5 times a week and eat vegetables at every meal." Clarity eliminates confusion and creates measurable progress. Clarity also prevents distraction. When you know exactly what you want, it becomes easier to say no to opportunities that do not align with your vision. Many people struggle not because they lack opportunities, but because they try to chase too many at once. Clear goals act as filters. They allow you to focus your energy where it matters most. Success comes not from doing everything, but from doing the right things consistently. The second step is making goals specific and measurable. A goal that cannot be measured cannot be tracked, and what cannot be tracked cannot be improved. I want to save money is vague. I will save $200 each month for a year is specific and measurable. Measurement allows you to celebrate progress and adjust your actions when necessary. Numbers give goals weight. They turn intentions into commitments. Another important principle is achievability. Goals should stretch you, but remain realistic. Setting goals that are too easy creates boredom and lack of growth. Setting goals that are impossible creates discouragement and failure. The best goals challenge your abilities without breaking your spirit. For example, if you currently walk 1 mile a day, setting a goal to run a full marathon next week is unrealistic, but setting a goal to run 3 miles within 2 months is challenging yet achievable. Achievability builds confidence and momentum. Relevance is also essential. Your goals should align with your larger vision and values. A person may set a goal to earn more money, but if their deeper value is freedom, chasing a high-paying job that demands 80 hours a week may not align with their desired lifestyle. Relevance ensures that goals contribute to the life you truly want, not just what others expect of you. When goals match your values, motivation becomes natural. You work toward them not because you should, but because they genuinely matter to you. The final principle in strong goal setting is time. Every goal needs a deadline. Without deadlines, goals remain wishes. Time creates urgency and structure. It pushes you to act now instead of someday. A goal with a deadline might be, I will write the first draft of my book within 6 months. The time frame keeps you accountable and allows you to track progress along the way. Deadlines create discipline and prevent procrastination. Together, these principles form the SMART framework: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. While the acronym is widely known, the real power lies in practicing it consistently. Each goal you set should pass through these filters. A SMART goal is easier to plan, track, and accomplish. It provides clarity, direction, and confidence. Once goals are defined, the next step is planning. Planning turns goals into systems. Without a plan, even the best goals remain distant dreams. Planning involves breaking a goal into smaller steps that can be acted upon daily or weekly. For example, if your goal is to write a book in 6 months, your plan might include writing 1,000 words a day, outlining chapters in the first week, and revising after each month. Plans transform overwhelming projects into manageable actions. Effective planning begins with prioritization. Not all tasks are equally important. Some actions bring high returns, while others only consume time. The 80-20 principle, also known as the Pareto principle, suggests that 80% of results often come from 20% of actions. By identifying and focusing on the highest value actions, you maximize progress with less effort. Planning is not about filling your schedule with endless tasks. It is about selecting the right tasks that move you closer to your goals. Another key to planning is flexibility. Plans are roadmaps, not rigid chains. Life is unpredictable, and circumstances will change. A good plan anticipates challenges and includes room for adjustment. Flexibility prevents discouragement when obstacles appear. Instead of quitting, you adapt. If you miss a daily writing goal, you adjust your schedule and keep moving. Flexibility ensures that the plan serves you rather than enslaves you. Accountability also strengthens planning. Sharing your goals and plans with someone you trust, or even recording them in a journal, creates commitment. Accountability partners can encourage you, challenge you, and remind you of your commitments. Many successful individuals use accountability systems such as weekly check-ins, progress trackers, or group support. Accountability transforms personal promises into shared commitments, increasing the likelihood of follow-through. Visualization can also enhance your planning process. When you visualize the outcome of your goals, your brain begins to believe it is possible. Athletes often visualize their performance before competitions, and research shows this mental practice improves results. Similarly, visualizing yourself achieving your goals builds motivation and confidence. It helps you anticipate obstacles and imagine solutions in advance. Visualization turns abstract goals into vivid, motivating pictures. Daily rituals and routines form the backbone of a practical plan. Large goals can feel overwhelming, but when broken into daily actions, they become manageable. If your goal is to save money, your daily action might be preparing meals at home instead of eating out. If your goal is fitness, your daily action might be a morning workout. Routines reduce decision fatigue. They automate progress, ensuring that every day contributes to the larger vision. Tracking progress is another vital part of planning. You cannot improve what you do not measure. Journals, apps, or spreadsheets can help you monitor progress toward goals. Tracking creates awareness. It shows you patterns, highlights what works, and reveals what needs adjustment. Without tracking, it is easy to drift and lose momentum. With tracking, you stay engaged, motivated, and accountable. One overlooked element of planning is celebrating milestones. Success is not only about the final destination, but also about appreciating the journey. Celebrating small victories keeps motivation alive. It provides encouragement during long processes. Recognizing progress builds confidence and reinforces the belief that your system works. Celebration does not have to be grand. It may be as simple as acknowledging your effort, sharing progress with a friend, or taking a short break to enjoy the achievement. Goal setting and planning also require emotional commitment. Logic creates the plan, but emotions fuel the action. You must connect goals to a deeper reason, often called your why. When challenges arise, it is your emotional connection that keeps you committed. A person who sets a goal to quit smoking because it is healthy may give up easily, but someone who sets the same goal because they want to live longer for their children has a deeper motivation. The stronger your why, the stronger your commitment to follow the plan. In the end, goal setting and planning transform dreams into structured systems. Goals provide direction. Planning provides a roadmap. Together, they form the architecture of success. Without goals, you wander. Without planning, you stumble. With both, you move forward with clarity, purpose, and confidence. As you continue building your system of success, remember that goals are not fixed forever. They evolve as you grow. Plans also change with circumstances. The key is to remain clear about your vision while staying flexible in your approach. Success is not about perfection. It is about consistent progress, guided by clear goals and supported by thoughtful planning. Chapter 4. Building effective habits. Every system of success depends on habits. Habits are the automatic actions that shape your daily life. They may seem small, but over time they create enormous results. If goals are the destination and planning is the roadmap, then habits are the vehicle that gets you there. Without effective habits, progress is slow and inconsistent. With effective habits, success becomes a natural outcome of your daily behavior. A habit is simply a repeated action that becomes automatic over time. You no longer think about it consciously, you just do it. Brushing your teeth is a habit. Checking your phone in the morning may also be a habit. The same principle applies to success. If you build habits that align with your goals, you set yourself up for progress without having to rely on constant willpower. Habits turn effort into routine, and routine into results. The first step in building effective habits is awareness. Many people live on autopilot, repeating patterns without realizing how those patterns shape their lives. Becoming aware of your current habits allows you to evaluate whether they are serving your goals or holding you back. Ask yourself, what do I do each morning? How do I spend my evenings? What actions take up most of my time? Awareness brings clarity. Without awareness, habits control you. With awareness, you can begin to shape them intentionally. Once you are aware, the next step is choosing keystone habits. Not all habits are equal. Some have a ripple effect, influencing many other areas of life. For example, exercising regularly often leads to better sleep, healthier eating, and increased energy. Reading daily improves knowledge, focus, and creativity. Waking up early can lead to more productive mornings and a calmer schedule. Keystone habits are the building blocks of lasting success because they multiply benefits across your system. To form a new habit, it helps to understand the habit loop: cue, routine, and reward. A cue is a trigger that initiates the behavior. A routine is the behavior itself. A reward is the positive outcome that reinforces the habit. For example, if the cue is feeling stressed, the routine may be eating junk food, and the reward is temporary relief. By identifying the loop, you can replace unhelpful routines with better ones. Instead of eating junk food when stressed, you might take a walk or practice deep breathing. The cue remains, but the routine changes, leading to a healthier reward. Starting small is also important. Many people fail at habit building because they try to change too much at once. They decide to exercise for an hour every day after months of inactivity, and the change feels overwhelming. Instead, begin with small, manageable actions. Commit to 5 minutes of exercise, or reading 1 page of a book. Small habits are easier to adopt and harder to resist. Once established, they naturally grow into larger routines. Success in habit building comes from consistency, not intensity. Environment plays a huge role in habit formation. Your surroundings either support or sabotage your habits. If you want to eat healthier, keep fruits and vegetables visible, and remove junk food from your kitchen. If you want to write daily, keep your writing tools easily accessible and eliminate distractions from your workspace. Successful people design their environments to make good habits easy and bad habits difficult. Willpower alone is not enough. By shaping your environment, you reduce friction and increase the chances of following through. Another strategy is habit stacking. This means linking a new habit to an existing one. For example, after brushing your teeth, you might spend 2 minutes practicing gratitude. After making your morning coffee, you might write in your journal. By connecting new habits to established routines, you create strong cues that trigger positive behavior automatically. Habit stacking leverages what you already do consistently to build new supportive routines. Accountability can also strengthen habit building. Sharing your goals with a friend, joining a group, or tracking your progress publicly adds pressure to stay consistent. Knowing that someone else is aware of your commitment increases your sense of responsibility. Some people use habit tracking apps or calendars where they mark each day they complete the habit. The simple act of seeing progress visually can be motivating. Accountability transforms personal promises into visible commitments, making them harder to break. Rewards are another powerful tool. Celebrating small wins keeps motivation alive. When you complete a habit, acknowledge your effort. The reward does not need to be big. It can be as simple as pausing to feel proud, writing down your progress, or giving yourself a short break. Rewards strengthen the habit loop, making the behavior more satisfying and more likely to stick. Over time, the habit itself becomes the reward, as you begin to enjoy the process and the results it creates. Replacing bad habits is just as important as building good ones. Unhelpful habits drain energy and delay progress. The best way to break a bad habit is not by sheer resistance, but by replacement. Identify the cue and reward of the habit, then substitute the routine with something more positive. For example, if boredom triggers scrolling through social media, replace it with reading a book or practicing a skill. By meeting the same need in a healthier way, you weaken the grip of the old habit and strengthen the new one. Patience is essential in habit formation. Research shows it takes an average of 66 days to form a new habit, though the exact time varies depending on the behavior and the individual. Many people quit too soon because they expect immediate change. A successful mindset recognizes that habits develop gradually. Each repetition strengthens the neural pathways in your brain until the habit becomes automatic. Consistency is more important than perfection. Missing a day does not erase progress, but giving up completely does. Habits also shape identity. Every time you perform a habit, you reinforce the type of person you are becoming. If you exercise regularly, you build the identity of someone who cares about health. If you write daily, you see yourself as a writer. Identity-based habits are powerful because they shift the focus from what you do to who you are. Instead of saying, "I am trying to quit smoking," say, "I am not a smoker." Instead of saying, "I want to run," say, "I am a runner." When habits align with identity, they become easier to maintain. Reflection and adjustment are also key. Not every habit you try will fit perfectly into your life. Some routines may feel forced or unsustainable. Regularly review your habits and ask, "Is this helping me move closer to my goals?" If not, adjust or replace it. Flexibility prevents discouragement and allows your system to evolve. Effective habits are not about strict rules, but about supportive routines that serve your vision. Over time, habits compound. The small actions you take daily accumulate into significant results. Reading 10 pages a day may not feel impressive, but in a year, you will have read several books. Saving a small amount of money each week may seem insignificant, but over time, it grows into financial security. The compounding effect of habits is one of the most powerful forces in life. What seems small today becomes transformative tomorrow. In the end, building effective habits means creating a life where success becomes automatic. You no longer struggle with constant decisions or battles of willpower. Your routines carry you forward, step by step, toward your goals. Effective habits are the bridge between your vision and your reality. By choosing them carefully, starting small, shaping your environment, and practicing patience, you create a system that supports your success every single day. As you continue this journey, remember that habits are the foundation of your system. They shape your days, and your days shape your life. Build them wisely, and they will carry you to the success you desire. Chapter 5. Time Management Techniques. Time is the most democratic resource in the world. Every person on Earth is given the exact same 24 hours in a day, no more and no less. The difference between someone who struggles endlessly and someone who seems to accomplish remarkable things often comes down to how those hours are managed. Success is rarely about finding more time. It is about learning to use the time you already have with intention, focus, and efficiency. In this chapter, we will explore the practical techniques of time management that allow ordinary people to achieve extraordinary results. At its core, time management begins with awareness. Many people drift through their days without truly noticing where their minutes are going. They wake up, check their phones, get lost in social media, handle whatever demands come at them, and suddenly it is late at night with little meaningful progress to show. The first step in reclaiming time is to observe it closely. For 1 week, keep a time diary. Write down how you spend each hour of the day, from morning until night. This exercise often brings surprising clarity. People discover that hours disappear into tasks that are neither important nor fulfilling. Awareness shines a light on waste and creates the foundation for change. Once awareness is established, the next key principle is prioritization. Not all tasks are equal in importance. Some actions push you closer to your long-term goals, while others simply keep you busy. The Pareto principle, also known as the 80-20 rule, teaches that roughly 80% of results come from 20% of efforts. By identifying the small set of activities that deliver the greatest impact, you can dedicate more time to what truly matters. For example, a student may realize that reviewing lecture notes each day contributes far more to exam success than spending hours color-coding flashcards. A business owner may discover that reaching out to clients directly produces more revenue than endless tweaking of website fonts. Prioritization ensures your energy flows toward results, not distractions. To act on priorities effectively, scheduling becomes essential. Successful people rarely rely on vague to-do lists. They rely on structured calendars. A task placed on a calendar with a specific time is far more likely to be completed than one that simply floats as an idea. Block time each day for the most important activities. This practice is called time blocking. Treat these blocks as sacred appointments with yourself, as serious as a meeting with your boss. During these times, protect your focus fiercely. Do not allow minor requests, unnecessary phone notifications, or the temptation to multitask steal your attention. Deep, uninterrupted work during scheduled blocks creates progress that scattered effort never can. Equally important is the practice of setting boundaries. Without boundaries, time is easily stolen by the needs and expectations of others. Boundaries are not selfish. They are essential for honoring your priorities. Learning to say no is a vital skill in time management. Every time you say yes to something unimportant, you are indirectly saying no to something significant. Consider carefully before agreeing to commitments. If a request does not align with your goals or values, politely decline. Protecting your time is protecting your future. A common challenge in managing time is the battle against procrastination. Many people delay tasks not because they lack time, but because they fear discomfort. Hard projects, unfamiliar skills, or uncertain outcomes can trigger avoidance. The solution lies in breaking large tasks into smaller, less intimidating steps. For instance, instead of saying, "I have to write a 10-page report," begin with, "I will draft the first paragraph." Once momentum starts, resistance fades. Another technique is the 2-minute rule. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. This prevents small responsibilities from piling up and creating mental clutter. Time management is also about energy management. A person may technically have hours available, but if those hours arrive when they are exhausted, little gets done. Notice the natural rhythms of your body and mind. Are you most alert in the early morning or late at night? Schedule your most demanding tasks during those peak energy periods. Use lower energy times for routine or mechanical work that requires less creativity or focus. Respecting your energy ensures you match the right task with the right moment, leading to higher quality results in less time. Another effective tool is batching similar tasks together. Rather than checking email 20 times throughout the day, designate 2 specific windows for it. Instead of paying each bill individually as it arrives, set aside 1 block of time each week to handle all payments. By grouping similar activities, you reduce the mental cost of constantly switching contexts. Batching minimizes distractions, conserves focus, and speeds up completion. Technology can either be a powerful ally or a dangerous thief of time. Use it wisely. Productivity apps, digital calendars, and reminder systems can keep you organized and on track. Yet the same devices also contain endless temptations that pull you away from meaningful work. Set boundaries with technology. Disable non-essential notifications. Keep your phone out of reach during deep work sessions. Use software intentionally, as a tool for efficiency rather than a portal for distraction. An often overlooked element of time management is rest. Working endlessly without breaks may seem productive in the short term, but it quickly leads to burnout and diminishing returns. The brain functions best when it alternates between periods of focus and periods of relaxation. Techniques like the Pomodoro method, which involves working for 25 minutes and then resting for 5, leverage this principle. Breaks refresh the mind, restore concentration, and make sustained productivity possible. Rest is not wasted time, it is an investment in long-term effectiveness. Reflection plays a critical role in refining time management. At the end of each week, review your schedule. Which activities brought you closer to your goals? Which ones drained energy without delivering value? Adjust accordingly for the following week. Reflection transforms time management into a living system that grows smarter over time. Without reflection, mistakes repeat. With it, improvement compounds. To illustrate these principles, consider the story of Maria, a young professional overwhelmed by her workload. Maria often stayed late at the office, yet felt she was falling further behind. After keeping a time diary, she realized she spent nearly 3 hours a day on unplanned conversations, email refreshing, and social media scrolling. By identifying this waste, she created new habits. She began blocking time each morning for her most important project before checking email. She batched communication into 2 half-hour slots daily. She said no to unnecessary meetings and set boundaries with colleagues. Within 2 months, her productivity soared. She finished projects early, regained evenings for personal growth, and even started a side business. Maria did not find extra hours. She used the ones she had with wisdom. Time management also demands flexibility. Even the best schedules encounter unexpected disruptions. A child gets sick, a project changes suddenly, or life simply intervenes. Instead of frustration, embrace adaptability. Build buffer time into your schedule to absorb surprises. Keep a short list of backup tasks you can do in smaller pockets of time. Flexibility ensures that disruptions bend your plans, but do not break your progress. Ultimately, managing time is not about squeezing every possible task into each day. It is about aligning your daily actions with your deepest values and goals. Time is not infinite. Every yes carries an opportunity cost. Effective time management ensures your minutes are spent on what truly matters. It transforms life from a series of urgent reactions into a deliberate journey toward success. As you reflect on these principles, remember that mastery of time is mastery of life. The clock ticks for everyone, but not everyone directs those ticks with purpose. Success is not a matter of luck or chance. It is the outcome of structured choices repeated consistently. By observing your time, prioritizing wisely, scheduling intentionally, setting boundaries, combating procrastination, honoring energy, batching tasks, using technology with care, taking restorative breaks, and reflecting regularly, you design a system that works for you. With such a system, 24 hours become enough to build the future you desire. Chapter 6. Discipline and consistency. Discipline and consistency are two of the strongest pillars of success. While talent may open a door and luck may play a role, it is discipline and consistency that keep progress alive and move a person forward when motivation fades. Everyone feels bursts of inspiration now and then, but those bursts rarely last. What separates those who only dream from those who achieve is the ability to keep showing up, day after day, regardless of mood, distraction, or difficulty. In this chapter, we will explore the role of discipline and consistency, why they matter more than motivation, and how you can build them into your daily life until they become natural habits. Discipline is often misunderstood. Many think of it as harsh self-denial or punishment. In reality, discipline is not about making life miserable. It is about aligning daily choices with long-term goals. Imagine someone training for a marathon. On cold mornings when the bed feels warm, discipline is what gets the runner out on the road. Not because running is always fun, but because finishing the marathon matters more than temporary comfort. Discipline is the bridge between intention and accomplishment. Without it, goals remain words. With it, goals become reality. Consistency is the partner of discipline. Acting once or twice is not enough to create results. True change comes from repeating the right actions over and over until they form a steady rhythm. A single healthy meal does not transform the body, but consistent healthy meals do. One day of saving money does not create wealth, but consistent saving over years builds financial security. Consistency compounds results. Small, repeated actions build into massive outcomes when given time. The challenge is that humans are naturally drawn to immediate rewards. The brain prefers the pleasure of now over the benefit of later. That is why scrolling on a phone feels easier than reading a difficult book, or why skipping a workout feels more appealing than breaking a sweat. Discipline helps override this bias toward instant gratification. It reminds us that short-term discomfort often creates long-term gain. Each time you choose progress over comfort, you train your brain to value the future more than the present. Over time, this becomes easier, as if a new pathway has been carved in your behavior. To build discipline, start small. Many fail because they attempt massive changes all at once. They decide to wake up 2 hours earlier, exercise every day, cut out all junk food, and start a new project, all in the same week. Overwhelmed, they quit quickly. A more effective approach is to pick one simple commitment and follow it consistently. For example, commit to reading for 10 minutes each morning, or walking for 15 minutes after lunch. Once the small action becomes natural, add another. Success builds step by step. Discipline grows like a muscle. Train it gradually, and it becomes stronger. Environment also shapes discipline. People often blame themselves for lack of willpower, when the real problem is their surroundings. If you keep unhealthy snacks within arm's reach, resisting them becomes harder. If your phone is full of distracting apps, focus weakens. Design your environment to support discipline. Place books where you can see them. Prepare workout clothes the night before. Use apps that block distracting websites during work hours. When the environment nudges you toward the right choice, discipline requires less force. Consistency thrives on systems. Relying on memory or mood is unreliable. Create routines that make good behavior automatic. Wake up at the same time each day. Begin your morning with the same sequence of actions, perhaps a glass of water, 5 minutes of stretching, and planning the day. End the evening with a wind-down routine, turning off screens, writing reflections, preparing for tomorrow. The more consistent your routines, the less mental energy is wasted deciding what to do next. Instead, action flows naturally. One powerful method for consistency is tracking progress. Humans are motivated by visible evidence of achievement. Marking a calendar with a check for every day you complete your task creates a chain you will not want to break. Apps, journals, or simple charts can all serve this purpose. Seeing progress encourages persistence, especially during tough days when motivation is low. Tracking turns consistency into a game, with each successful day adding another point to your score. Consider the story of David. an aspiring writer. For years he dreamed of finishing a novel, yet he never made progress because he waited for inspiration. Some days he wrote for hours, other weeks he wrote nothing. Eventually he committed to a new approach, writing 500 words every single morning, no matter what. At first, the words came slowly. Some days he produced paragraphs he disliked, but he stayed consistent. After 6 months he had completed a full manuscript. What years of occasional bursts could not accomplish, steady discipline and consistency made possible. Discipline also requires learning to act without negotiation. Many people waste time debating with themselves about whether to do the right thing. Should I work out today? Should I study now or later? Should I write that report tonight? Each debate drains energy and increases the chance of skipping. Train yourself to act immediately when it is time. Treat your commitments as non-negotiable, like brushing your teeth or locking your door at night. The less you negotiate with yourself, the more consistent you become. Accountability strengthens both discipline and consistency. When you share your goals with someone else, the pressure to follow through increases. This could be a friend, mentor, coach, or even a public commitment online. Knowing someone else will ask about your progress keeps you honest on days when excuses are tempting. Some people join groups where members check in on each other's progress, providing both encouragement and accountability. Others hire trainers or coaches for the same reason. External accountability supports internal discipline until habits become strong enough to sustain themselves. It is also important to forgive slip-ups without abandoning the journey. Many people treat one failure as proof of total defeat. They miss one workout and declare the plan ruined, or they break a diet once and give up completely. True discipline is not perfection, it is persistence. Consistency means returning to the path quickly after a stumble. One mistake does not erase months of progress, unless you allow it to. Instead of dwelling on failure, focus on the next step forward. Success belongs to those who keep moving despite imperfection. Discipline and consistency create freedom. At first, they may seem restrictive, like rules that limit choice. Yet in practice, they remove the chaos of indecision and wasted effort. When you discipline yourself to wake up early, you free more time for personal growth. When you consistently save money, you gain financial freedom. When you practice your craft daily, you expand creative possibilities. Far from being a cage, discipline and consistency unlock doors that randomness and laziness keep shut. The deeper lesson is that greatness is not built on rare moments of brilliance. It is built on ordinary days lived with extraordinary consistency. Champions are not defined by what they do once. They are defined by what they do daily. Artists, athletes, leaders, and entrepreneurs rise not because of a single act, but because of steady discipline across years. Success is not about intensity in one moment, but about persistence over many. As you build discipline and consistency, remember to connect them to purpose. Rules without meaning become empty. Ask yourself why the action matters. If you understand that exercising daily means more energy to play with your children, or that consistent study means opening doors to a career you love, discipline feels less like sacrifice and more like devotion. Purpose transforms consistency from a burden into a privilege. Discipline and consistency are not gifts granted to a lucky few. They are skills anyone can develop through small actions, supportive environments, clear routines, accountability, and a focus on long-term rewards. They may not always feel exciting, but they produce results that excitement alone never can. If you commit to showing up daily, no matter how small the step, success will cease to be a distant dream and instead become a system you live each day. Chapter 7. Overcoming fear and failure. Fear and failure are two of the greatest obstacles on the path to success. They are powerful emotions and experiences that shape decisions, limit growth, and convince many people to stop before they even begin. Fear whispers doubts about ability, worth, and outcomes, while failure brings pain, embarrassment, or disappointment when things do not go as planned. Yet hidden within both lies the fuel for progress. The most successful individuals in history are not those who avoided fear and failure, but those who learned how to confront, endure, and transform them into strength. In this chapter, we will explore the nature of fear, the role of failure, and practical ways to rise above them in order to keep moving forward. Fear has many faces. Sometimes it shows up as fear of rejection, such as hesitating to share ideas in case others disapprove. Sometimes it appears as fear of loss, such as worrying about money or status. Often it emerges as fear of the unknown, where uncertainty about the future feels overwhelming. What all fears share is the attempt to protect us from danger. Fear is not inherently bad. It is a natural survival mechanism. In ancient times, fear kept humans safe from predators or risky environments. But in modern life, fear often exaggerates threats. Speaking in front of an audience will not cause physical harm, yet many feel as terrified as if facing a wild animal. Recognizing that fear is an emotion, not always a reflection of reality, is the first step in overcoming it. Avoiding fear only makes it stronger. The more someone avoids public speaking, for example, the more frightening it becomes. The way to shrink fear is to face it gradually. Psychologists call this exposure. By taking small, repeated steps into what is feared, the brain learns that the situation is not truly dangerous. A person afraid of networking might start by greeting one stranger at an event. Next time, they might hold a short conversation. Eventually, they can confidently join larger discussions. Each step chips away at fear's power. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is moving forward despite it. Failure, too, is often misunderstood. Society tends to view failure as the opposite of success, when in truth failure is a necessary part of it. Every skill, invention, or breakthrough is built on a foundation of failed attempts. A child learning to walk falls countless times before taking steady steps. An inventor may build dozens of prototypes before finding one that works. Failure is not final unless you choose to stop trying. It is simply feedback, a message about what does not work, guiding you toward what does. Consider the story of Thomas Edison. When asked about the thousands of unsuccessful attempts he made while creating the light bulb, Edison replied that he had not failed. He had simply found thousands of ways that did not work. Each so-called failure brought him closer to the solution. His persistence shows that failure is not wasted effort. It is progress in disguise. Many people quit too soon, not realizing that each failure is preparing them for eventual success. One reason failure feels so painful is the fear of judgment. People worry about what others will think if they stumble, yet most observers are too occupied with their own struggles to focus for long on the mistakes of others. The truth is, those who judge often do so from the sidelines, while those who achieve step into the arena and risk falling. The courage to act, despite judgment, is what separates achievers from dreamers. The voices of critics do not build legacies, consistent action does. Practical strategies can help transform failure into growth. The first is reframing. Instead of asking, "Why did I fail?" ask, "What can I learn?" This shifts focus from blame to growth. For example, if a business idea does not succeed, reframing might reveal valuable lessons about customer needs, timing, or pricing. Those lessons then guide the next attempt, making it stronger. Another strategy is to set process goals rather than only outcome goals. Instead of focusing only on winning a race, focus on training consistently. Even if the race does not go as planned, the training builds fitness and resilience, which carry into future opportunities. Fear and failure often travel together. Fear warns of the possibility of failure, and failure seems to confirm fear's warnings. To break this cycle, it helps to redefine what success means. Instead of seeing success only as reaching a perfect outcome, define it as showing up fully and giving your best effort. Under this definition, even if the result is not what you hoped, you have succeeded by facing the challenge. Each attempt strengthens character, and character endures long after outcomes fade. Resilience is the ability to rise after setbacks, and it grows stronger with practice. Each time you recover from failure, you build confidence that you can handle whatever comes next. This resilience creates freedom. When you no longer fear failure, you take bolder risks, pursue bigger dreams, and open doors that others are too afraid to touch. Many breakthroughs happen not because someone was the most talented, but because they were willing to keep trying when others quit. Support systems also matter in overcoming fear and failure. Surrounding yourself with people who encourage growth rather than criticize mistakes makes the journey easier. Mentors, friends, or communities that value learning can remind you that failure is part of the process. Stories of others who have stumbled and risen again provide perspective. Knowing you are not alone in facing setbacks gives strength to continue. Self-talk is another powerful tool. The inner voice often becomes the harshest critic, magnifying fear and failure. Replacing negative self-talk with compassionate, realistic words changes how challenges feel. Instead of saying, "I always mess up," say, "This did not go as planned, but I can learn and improve." Instead of saying, "I am not good enough," say, "I am growing through this experience." Words shape emotions, and emotions shape actions. Speaking to yourself with kindness builds courage. Fear and failure can also be harnessed as fuel. Fear shows where growth lies. If something scares you, it is often because it matters deeply. Leaning into those fears can lead to the most rewarding experiences. Failure, meanwhile, reveals areas for improvement. Each setback sharpens skills, clarifies values, and builds perseverance. Together they serve as teachers guiding you toward your highest potential. History is full of examples of people who turned fear and failure into triumph. Oprah Winfrey faced rejection early in her career, but used her failures as stepping stones to become one of the most influential voices in media. Michael Jordan, often considered the greatest basketball player, missed thousands of shots and lost hundreds of games, yet he credits those failures with shaping his victories. These stories remind us that falling short is not the end. It is part of the journey. The deeper truth is that success is not the absence of fear and failure, but the mastery of them. Those who achieve greatness feel fear, but act anyway. They fail repeatedly, but rise each time. Overcoming fear and failure is not about eliminating them, but about refusing to let them decide your future. When you accept them as natural companions on the road to achievement, they lose their power to stop you. Your journey will include moments of doubt and setbacks. That is certain. But each time you step forward in spite of fear, each time you rise after falling, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than the obstacles in your way. Fear will shrink, failure will transform into feedback, and consistency will carry you forward. With time, you will see that what once seemed terrifying or impossible becomes part of your story of resilience. Chapter 8. Learning and Growth. Success is not a destination that can be reached once and for all. It is a continuous process, and at the heart of that process lies learning and growth. The world is constantly changing. New technologies emerge, industries evolve, and fresh challenges appear every day. What worked yesterday may no longer be enough tomorrow. Those who stop learning soon find themselves left behind. But those who embrace growth remain adaptable, resilient, and prepared for opportunities that others cannot see. In this chapter, we will explore why lifelong learning is essential, how to cultivate a growth mindset, and practical ways to integrate learning into daily life. Learning begins with curiosity. As children, curiosity comes naturally. We ask endless questions, explore new environments, and experiment without fear of being wrong. Yet as people grow older, they often lose this spark. Fear of mistakes, pressure to appear knowledgeable, or the comfort of routine dulls curiosity. To unlock growth, one must rediscover the childlike habit of asking, why, and what if? Curiosity fuels the search for new knowledge and keeps the mind open to fresh perspectives. A powerful concept in this journey is the growth mindset, a term popularized by psychologist Carol Dweck. A growth mindset is the belief that abilities are not fixed, but can be developed through effort, learning, and persistence. In contrast, a fixed mindset assumes intelligence, talent, or skill is unchangeable. People with a fixed mindset avoid challenges for fear of failure, while those with a growth mindset embrace challenges as opportunities to expand. If you believe you can grow, every difficulty becomes a classroom, and every setback becomes a lesson. Consider two students preparing for an exam. One believes she is just not good at math and avoids difficult problems. The other believes that with practice, she can improve. Even if both start with the same skill level, the second student will steadily improve while the first remains stuck. This difference in mindset creates a long-term gap in achievement. Belief in growth opens doors that disbelief keeps locked. Practical learning is not limited to formal education. While schools and universities provide valuable foundations, true learning continues far beyond the classroom. Books, podcasts, online courses, mentorship, and real-world experiences all serve as sources of growth. Reading widely exposes the mind to new ideas. Listening to experts expands understanding. Learning from mentors provides wisdom that cannot be found in textbooks. Even failures and mistakes, when reflected upon, become some of the most powerful teachers. Reflection is a key part of learning. Simply experiencing events is not enough. Taking time to analyze what went well, what went wrong, and what could be done differently cements lessons. A journal is a powerful tool for this. By writing down daily experiences, thoughts, and insights, patterns emerge. Over time, these patterns reveal strengths to build upon and weaknesses to address. Reflection turns random experiences into structured knowledge. Growth also requires stepping outside comfort zones. Comfort feels safe, but it rarely fosters progress. Think of muscles. They grow when pushed beyond their usual limits. The same is true for skills, creativity, and character. Public speaking, for example, is terrifying to many. Yet those who consistently practice in front of audiences, despite nerves, eventually gain confidence and ability. Each step outside the comfort zone expands what feels possible. Feedback plays an essential role in learning. Constructive criticism may sting at first, but it often provides the clearest path to improvement. Athletes rely on coaches to point out weaknesses in technique. Writers depend on editors to refine their drafts. Entrepreneurs grow by listening to customer feedback. The key is to separate personal worth from performance. Criticism of a skill does not mean rejection of the person. Those who welcome feedback accelerate their growth far faster than those who resist it. In today's world, adaptability is a survival skill. Entire industries can shift within a few years. Consider how technology has changed the way people shop, communicate, and work. Companies that fail to adapt, like those that ignored the rise of online commerce, fell behind. Individuals too must adapt. Learning new technologies, updating skills, and staying informed ensure relevance in an evolving world. Growth is not optional, it is the price of staying ahead. But learning and growth are not limited to career or academics. Personal growth matters just as much. Emotional intelligence, the ability to understand and manage emotions, can transform relationships. Learning communication skills can reduce conflict and build deeper connections. Exploring different cultures and perspectives expands empathy and reduces prejudice. Growth in character, values, and relationships enriches life beyond any professional achievement. To make growth consistent, habits must be built around learning. Setting aside just 15 to 30 minutes a day for study can lead to incredible progress over time. Imagine reading one book each month. In a year, that is 12 books. In a decade, 120 books. The compounded knowledge from such a habit can transform a career and worldview. Similarly, listening to educational podcasts while commuting turns wasted time into productive learning. Small habits, repeated consistently, create massive growth. Consider the story of John, a mid-level employee who felt stuck in his career. Instead of resigning himself to frustration, he decided to dedicate 30 minutes each day to learning new skills. He began with online courses in leadership and communication. He read books on management and practiced by volunteering for small projects at work. Within 2 years, his growth was noticed, and he was promoted to a leadership role. John's success was not sudden. It was built on steady daily learning that accumulated into opportunity. An often overlooked aspect of growth is teaching others. Explaining a concept forces deeper understanding. When you teach, you clarify your own thoughts and discover gaps in your knowledge. This is why many experts say the best way to master a subject is to share it with others, whether through mentoring, writing, or casual conversations. Teaching solidifies learning and multiplies growth. Growth also requires patience. In a fast-paced world, many expect instant results, but real learning takes time. A musician does not master an instrument in weeks. A language is not learned after a handful of lessons. Growth is gradual, often invisible in the short term but obvious in the long run. Trust the process. Show up consistently and allow small improvements to compound into mastery. Finally, learning and growth are fueled by humility. Arrogance closes the door to new knowledge. Believing you already know enough prevents listening, questioning, and evolving. The wisest people are often the most humble because they recognize how much more there is to learn. Humility keeps the mind open, curiosity alive, and progress ongoing. The journey of success demands constant evolution. Learning and growth transforms setbacks into lessons, challenges into opportunities, and dreams into skills. They allow you to stay relevant, resilient, and ready for change. Success belongs to those who never stop being students of life, of people, of themselves. The moment you decide you know enough is the moment growth stops. But if you remain curious, adaptable, and committed to learning, there is no limit to how far you can go. Chapter 9. Networking and Relationships. Success is not achieved in isolation. Every great accomplishment in history has been built with the support, guidance, or collaboration of others. Even the most independent people rely on a network, mentors, friends, colleagues, and partners who help shape their journey. Networking and relationships are the invisible bridges that connect dreams to opportunities. Without them, progress becomes slower and lonelier. With them, doors open, possibilities expand, and success becomes sustainable. In this chapter, we will explore the importance of building strong relationships, the principles of genuine networking, and the role of collaboration in creating long-term success. At its core, networking is about people, not transactions. Too often, people approach networking with the mindset of, "What can I get?" rather than "What can I give?" This self-centered approach rarely works, because relationships built only on personal gain collapse quickly. True networking is about connection, value, and trust. It begins with genuine interest in others, their goals, their struggles, and their stories. When people feel seen and valued, they naturally respond with openness. Trust is the foundation of every meaningful relationship. Without trust, connections remain superficial and opportunities vanish. Trust is built slowly through honesty, consistency, and respect. Keeping promises, showing up when needed, and speaking with integrity all create the kind of reliability that others can depend on. A single act of dishonesty can destroy years of trust, while consistent reliability can turn even casual acquaintances into lifelong allies. One of the greatest mistakes in networking is focusing only on important or high-status people. While it is natural to seek mentorship or partnership from those ahead in life, true networks include people from all levels. The colleague sitting next to you today may become a leader tomorrow. The junior employee may grow into an entrepreneur with influence. Dismissing people because they currently hold little power limits future opportunities. Every person has value, and relationships should be built with respect, regardless of status. Listening is a powerful tool in networking. Many enter conversations eager to impress, but the most impactful connections come from listening carefully. People want to be heard. They want their ideas respected. When you listen, you not only understand them better, but also create a bond of trust. Listening shows humility. It signals that you value the person more than your own ego. Over time, this habit makes people gravitate toward you because they feel respected in your presence. Giving is the secret weapon of effective networking. The law of reciprocity means that people naturally want to return favors. When you help others without expecting immediate returns, you create goodwill that often comes back multiplied. This could mean offering advice, connecting someone with a resource, or simply providing encouragement. The key is generosity. By contributing to others' growth, you build a network that is eager to support you when the time comes. But building relationships is not only about opportunity, it is also about resilience. Success journeys are filled with setbacks. During difficult times, relationships provide emotional strength, encouragement, and perspective. A mentor's wisdom can prevent you from giving up. A friend's support can lift you after failure. A collaborator's energy can reignite motivation when it fades. Without these connections, challenges can feel overwhelming. With them, challenges become manageable steps toward growth. Collaboration multiplies possibilities. Alone, a person's resources, ideas, and energy are limited. Together, those limits expand. History is full of examples. Great inventions, movements, and companies have been built by teams, not individuals. The ability to work with others, to share credit, respect differences, and combine strengths is one of the most valuable skills for success. Collaboration requires humility, patience, and compromise, but the rewards far exceed what can be achieved alone. Networking today extends beyond physical interactions. Digital platforms have created global opportunities for connection. Social media, professional networks, and online communities allow people to share ideas and collaborate across continents. However, the same principles apply: authenticity, trust, and generosity. Digital network should not become shallow or transactional. Even online, people can sense when intentions are genuine. A thoughtful message or helpful comment often carries more weight than 100 empty likes. Boundaries are equally important in relationships. While generosity and openness are powerful, they should not mean sacrificing personal values or energy. Some relationships drain more than they give, built on manipulation or selfishness. Recognizing these unhealthy patterns and creating distance is essential. Networking is about quality, not quantity. A few deep, supportive relationships are worth more than dozens of shallow connections. Protecting your energy ensures you can continue giving authentically to those who truly matter. Consistency is what sustains relationships over time. It is not enough to connect once and disappear. Small, regular actions, checking in, sharing updates, or offering help, keep bonds alive. Relationships fade when neglected. A strong network is like a garden. It must be watered consistently. Investing time and attention keeps connections fresh, relevant, and strong. A story illustrates this well. Sarah, an aspiring entrepreneur, began attending local business meetups. At first, she felt out of place and considered leaving. But instead of trying to impress others, she focused on asking questions and listening. She offered small help when she could, introducing people, sharing resources, or encouraging peers. Over time, people began to trust her. When she finally launched her own project, her network rallied behind her, providing advice, partnerships, and even customers. Her success was not built on luck, but on years of building genuine relationships. Networking and relationships also foster accountability. When you surround yourself with motivated, ambitious people, their energy influences you. You naturally rise to their level. They remind you of your goals, push you to stay consistent, and call out excuses. Being in the right network ensures that you grow faster and remain focused. Conversely, negative relationships can drag you down. This is why choosing your circle wisely is one of the most important decisions for success. In the end, networking is not about collecting contacts, but cultivating connections. It is not about using people but uplifting them. Relationships built on trust, respect, and generosity create a support system that endures through challenges and multiplies success. No one achieves greatness alone. The paths may be personal, but the journey is shared. To succeed in life, build bridges, nurture connections, and remember that every relationship holds the potential to change your story. Chapter 10. Time management and productivity. Time is the one resource that cannot be earned back. Once it passes, it is gone forever. Everyone has the same 24 hours each day, yet some people accomplish extraordinary things while others struggle to complete basic tasks. The difference lies not in the number of hours but in how they are used. Time management and productivity are not about doing more. They are about doing what matters most, efficiently and consistently. In this chapter, we will explore strategies to master your time, increase focus, and turn ordinary days into powerful steps toward success. The first step in effective time management is clarity. Without a clear understanding of priorities, it is easy to get lost in tasks that are urgent but not important. Many people spend hours responding to emails, scrolling through social media, or completing minor tasks, all while their bigger goals remain untouched. To gain clarity, list your top objectives. Determine which activities have the highest impact on your long-term goals. Once priorities are clear, you can allocate your time intentionally rather than reactively. Planning is essential. A goal without a plan is just a wish. Begin each day with a plan that outlines what you want to achieve and in what order. Use a daily schedule, calendar, or planner to block time for important tasks. Time blocking, assigning specific hours for focused work, helps prevent distraction and increases the likelihood of completion. Treat these blocks as non-negotiable appointments with yourself, as serious as meetings with others. By structuring your day, you reduce decision fatigue and ensure consistent progress. Procrastination is one of the biggest obstacles to productivity. Many delay tasks because they feel overwhelming, unpleasant, or uncertain. The key to overcoming procrastination is breaking large tasks into smaller, manageable steps. For example, instead of writing a report in one sitting, start with a single paragraph. Momentum builds with each completed step. making the task less intimidating. Another technique is the 2-minute rule. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. Small actions done consistently prevent clutter from accumulating and maintain forward motion. Focus is the currency of productivity. Multitasking may feel efficient, but research shows it reduces effectiveness and slows progress. Instead, practice single tasking. Dedicate your full attention to one task at a time. Eliminate distractions by turning off notifications, closing unrelated tabs, and creating a quiet workspace. Deep focus allows for higher quality work in less time. Over time, the ability to concentrate becomes a habit that accelerates success. Energy management is as important as time management. Productivity is not constant throughout the day. Notice when you are most alert and schedule your most demanding tasks during these peak periods. Use lower energy times for routine activities, such as checking emails or filing documents. Respecting natural rhythms ensures that you are working smarter, not just longer. Rest and recovery are crucial. Short breaks refresh the mind, prevent burnout, and improve long-term efficiency. Techniques like the Pomodoro method, working for 25 minutes, then resting for 5, optimize focus and energy. Delegation is another powerful tool. Recognize that you do not have to do everything yourself. Identify tasks that can be handled by others and assign them accordingly. Delegation frees up your time for high-value activities that require your unique skills. It also builds trust and responsibility in your team or collaborators. Effective delegation multiplies results and reduces unnecessary stress. Prioritization is not a one-time activity. It is an ongoing process. Evaluate tasks constantly. Ask yourself, which tasks contribute most to my long-term objectives? Which can be postponed or eliminated? The Eisenhower matrix is a helpful tool here. It divides tasks into 4 categories: urgent and important, important but not urgent, urgent but not important, and neither urgent nor important. Focusing on important tasks first ensures that your energy is used to drive meaningful progress rather than merely reacting to demands. Automation can enhance productivity. Many routine tasks, such as paying bills, scheduling appointments, or sending reminders, can be automated. Tools, apps, and systems reduce repetitive effort and free mental space for more strategic work. By automating small but necessary tasks, you create more time for high-impact activities that advance your goals. Reflection and review are crucial for sustained productivity. At the end of each day or week, review what worked well, what did not, and what could be improved. Reflection turns experiences into lessons and informs better planning for the future. Without reflection, time management remains reactive and inconsistent. With reflection, your approach evolves, becoming increasingly effective over time. Habits are the foundation of productivity. By creating routines that support your priorities, you reduce the reliance on motivation, which can fluctuate. Morning routines that prepare you mentally, daily rituals that ensure focus, and evening routines that review progress all contribute to consistent high performance. Productivity is less about rare bursts of energy and more about reliable habits repeated over time. Consider the story of Lisa, a young professional struggling to balance work and personal projects. She often felt busy but unproductive. After implementing time blocking, eliminating distractions, and focusing on high-impact tasks, her productivity soared. By dedicating specific hours to her creative projects and delegating routine work, she completed long-standing goals within months. Her secret was not working harder, but managing time intentionally and cultivating productive habits. In conclusion, mastering time management and productivity transforms ordinary days into powerful steps towards success. Clarity, planning, focus, energy management, delegation, Prioritization, automation, reflection, and supportive habits create a system where time works for you instead of against you. Productivity is not about doing everything, but about doing what matters efficiently and consistently. When you manage your time wisely, each day becomes a building block for your long-term vision, and your goals move from abstract ideas to tangible achievements. Chapter 11. Mindset Mastery. The way we think shapes the way we live. Our mindset influences decisions, actions, and ultimately, the results we achieve. Success does not come solely from talent, resources, or luck. It comes from the way we approach challenges, setbacks, and opportunities. Mastering your mindset is about understanding your thoughts, controlling your perspective, and developing mental habits that support growth, resilience, and achievement. In this chapter, we will explore what mindset mastery is, why it matters, and practical steps to cultivate a mindset that drives success. There are two broad categories of mindset: fixed and growth. A fixed mindset assumes that intelligence, talent, or ability is innate and unchangeable. People with this mindset avoid challenges, fear failure, and shy away from effort because they believe it will not change their outcomes. In contrast, a growth mindset believes that skills, knowledge, and abilities can be developed through effort, learning, and persistence. Those with a growth mindset embrace challenges, persist through setbacks, and see failure as an opportunity to learn rather than a verdict on their worth. The power of mindset becomes clear when facing obstacles. A fixed mindset reacts to failure with discouragement, often quitting early. A growth mindset views failure as feedback, offering clues for improvement. For example, a student who fails a test may feel defeated and avoid studying further if they have a fixed mindset. A student with a growth mindset, however, analyzes mistakes, adjusts strategies, and tries again with renewed focus. Over time, the latter approach compounds into significant achievement, while the former stagnates. Self-talk, the internal dialogue we maintain, plays a central role in shaping mindset. Negative self-talk reinforces limiting beliefs and creates unnecessary obstacles. Phrases like "I can't do this" or "I'm not smart enough" undermine motivation and effort. Conversely, positive and realistic self-talk strengthens confidence and determination. Reframing thoughts is a powerful tool. Replace "I will never succeed" with "I may struggle at first, but I can learn and improve." The words we repeat internally shape our emotional state and actions. Mindset mastery also requires embracing responsibility. Many people blame external factors for their failures, claiming that luck, circumstances, or other people are responsible for setbacks. While context can influence outcomes, ultimate control lies in our responses. Accepting responsibility empowers action. It shifts focus from complaining to problem solving, from passivity to proactive behavior. When you own your choices, you regain control over your life and outcomes. Another crucial aspect of mindset mastery is the practice of visualization. The mind often reacts similarly to imagined and real experiences. Visualizing success, rehearsing solutions, and mentally preparing for challenges strengthens confidence and clarity. Athletes, performers, and entrepreneurs alike use visualization to improve performance. By seeing yourself overcoming obstacles and achieving goals, you train your brain to recognize the path forward and respond effectively when challenges arise. Resilience is closely linked to mindset. Life inevitably brings difficulties, failures, and disappointments. A strong mindset allows you to face adversity without being crushed by it. Developing resilience involves reframing problems, maintaining perspective, and focusing on actionable solutions rather than dwelling on negatives. Resilient individuals recover faster, learn more from setbacks, and maintain steady progress even in turbulent times. Gratitude is another element of mindset mastery. People who focus on what they lack often fall into a cycle of frustration and negativity. Those who focus on what they have cultivate satisfaction, optimism, and motivation. Gratitude does not mean ignoring challenges. It means recognizing strengths, resources, and progress while pursuing further growth. Regularly reflecting on what you appreciate strengthens a positive mindset and increases emotional resilience. Curiosity fuels mindset growth. A curious mind seeks to understand rather than judge. Instead of asking, "Why me?" a curious mindset asks, "What can I learn from this?" Curiosity turns obstacles into lessons and challenges into experiments. Lifelong learners remain adaptable, open to new ideas, and willing to evolve. Curiosity keeps the mind active and prevents stagnation, which is essential for sustained success. Mindset is also shaped by the people we surround ourselves with. The attitudes, beliefs, and habits of those around us influence our own thinking. Surround yourself with people who challenge you, inspire you, and hold high standards. Limit time with those who foster negativity, doubt, or complacency. Environment matters. A supportive network reinforces a positive mindset and provides encouragement during difficult times. Habits of thought form the foundation of mindset. Regularly practicing reflection, journaling, positive affirmations, goal setting, and mental rehearsal strengthens mental patterns. These habits create consistency in thought and action, making a growth-oriented mindset automatic rather than forced. Like physical fitness, mindset mastery requires regular training and attention. Neglect it, and it weakens. Nurture it, and it grows stronger over time. Consider the story of Kevin, an aspiring entrepreneur who faced repeated rejection. Initially, he saw each rejection as proof that he was not capable. Over time, he adopted a growth mindset. He analyzed feedback, adjusted his approach, and visualized potential success. Instead of giving up, he persisted. Within 2 years, his ventures began to succeed. Kevin's story shows that mindset, more than talent or luck, shapes outcomes. Ultimately, mastering your mindset is about awareness, choice, and practice. Awareness allows you to recognize limiting beliefs. Choice enables you to replace them with empowering ones. Practice turns new ways of thinking into habits. A strong mindset does not remove challenges, but it equips you to face them confidently, persist through difficulties, and turn obstacles into opportunities. Success is not only about what you do, it is about how you think. Mindset mastery ensures that your thinking consistently supports growth, resilience, and Chapter 12, Goal Setting and Achievement. Goals give direction to life. Without them, actions are scattered, energy is wasted, and progress becomes random. Setting clear, meaningful goals is one of the most powerful steps you can take towards success. Goals act as a roadmap, guiding decisions, focus, and effort. But merely setting goals is not enough. Achieving them requires a combination of clarity, planning, persistence, and adaptability. In this chapter, we will explore how to set effective goals, create actionable plans, and maintain momentum to turn ambitions into reality. The first step in goal setting is clarity. Vague goals, like "I want to be successful" or "I want to get better at something," are difficult to pursue because they provide no concrete direction. Effective goals are specific, measurable, and time-bound. For example, instead of saying "I want to read more," say "I will read one self-development book every month for the next year." Specificity transforms ideas into actionable targets and provides a clear benchmark to track progress. Understanding your why is essential. Goals without purpose are easily abandoned. Ask yourself, Why does this goal matter? What will achieving it allow me to do, feel, or become? Connecting goals to personal values, passions, or long-term vision provides the motivation needed to persist through challenges. When the purpose is strong, effort becomes easier, and obstacles are seen as temporary rather than insurmountable. Breaking large goals into smaller milestones is critical for success. A long-term goal can feel overwhelming and distant. By dividing it into achievable steps, progress becomes tangible and motivation remains high. For example, if your goal is to write a 60,000-word book in a year, start by aiming for 5,000 words per month, then roughly 1,250 words per week. Small, consistent wins build momentum and confidence, making the larger goal feel attainable. Planning and scheduling are key to translating goals into action. Goals without a plan are mere wishes. Allocate time each day or week to work on tasks that move you closer to your objectives. Use calendars, to-do lists, or digital apps to organize tasks and ensure accountability. Consistent effort over time compounds, turning small actions into substantial results. Without structured planning, energy is easily diverted to distractions or less important tasks. Tracking progress reinforces commitment. Recording achievements, milestones, and setbacks provides feedback and motivation. It allows you to celebrate wins and adjust strategies when necessary. Many people abandon goals because they feel no visible progress. Tracking turns intangible efforts into measurable outcomes, keeping the momentum alive. Even minor progress, when acknowledged, fuels continued action. Flexibility is essential in goal achievement. Life is unpredictable, and obstacles will arise. Being rigid can lead to frustration or abandonment. Adaptability allows you to adjust plans while staying aligned with your overall objective. If a strategy does not work, find a new approach rather than giving up. Flexibility is not about lowering standards. It is about problem solving and staying committed despite challenges. Overcoming fear and self-doubt is a natural part of pursuing goals. Fear of failure, rejection, or inadequacy often emerges when stepping into the unknown. Remember that discomfort is a sign of growth. Taking action despite fear builds courage, confidence, and resilience. Many successful individuals cite moments of fear as turning points, where persistence in the face of doubt led to significant breakthroughs. Discipline and consistency, as discussed in previous chapters, are essential to achieving goals. Inspiration alone is unreliable. What matters is showing up regularly, even when motivation wanes. Daily habits aligned with goals create a system that drives progress automatically. Whether writing, exercising, or learning, repeated action compounds results over time, transforming intentions into reality. Visualization and mental rehearsal strengthen goal achievement. Imagining yourself completing tasks and achieving desired outcomes prepares your mind for success. Visualization builds confidence, clarifies steps, and motivates action. Many athletes and high achievers use this technique to mentally practice performance, reducing uncertainty and enhancing focus. Accountability accelerates progress. Sharing your goals with a trusted friend, mentor, or coach increases commitment. External accountability encourages follow-through, especially when obstacles arise. Regular check-ins, progress reports, or collaborative goal setting ensures that you stay on track and maintain momentum even during challenging periods. Mindset plays a crucial role. Viewing challenges as opportunities, failures as lessons, and progress as a journey rather than an instant result keeps motivation high. Patience and persistence are key. Significant goals rarely materialize overnight. Steady effort, aligned with purpose and strategy, ensures that each day contributes meaningfully toward the ultimate objective. Consider the story of Maria, who wanted to become a graphic designer. She set a clear goal to complete an online course, create a portfolio, and apply for 5 jobs each week. She broke these into weekly milestones, tracked her progress, and adjusted her strategy when needed. Despite initial rejections, she maintained consistency, sought feedback, and refined her portfolio. Within 6 months, she secured a job she had dreamed of. Maria's success was not luck. It was deliberate goal setting, structured planning, and persistent action. Finally, celebrate achievements, both large and small. Recognizing progress reinforces motivation and builds confidence. Each step forward is proof that effort works. Encouraging continued commitment. Success is not only the final destination, but the accumulation of consistent actions taken toward meaningful goals. Goal setting and achievement are not about wishful thinking or sporadic effort. They are about clarity, purpose, planning, consistency, adaptability, and mindset. When these elements come together, goals cease to be abstract ideas and become attainable realities. By mastering goal setting, you take control of your future and transform dreams into tangible success. Chapter 13. Leadership and Influence. Leadership is not about titles, positions, or authority. True leadership is the ability to inspire, guide, and empower others to achieve a shared vision. Influence is the tool that allows leaders to create impact, motivate action, and foster growth in individuals and teams. Success is rarely achieved alone, and the ability to lead effectively amplifies your results. In this chapter, we will explore the principles of leadership, the nature of influence, and practical ways to develop these skills in everyday life. A key quality of leadership is vision. Leaders see beyond the present moment and imagine what could be possible. They identify goals, anticipate challenges, and chart a course for others to follow. Vision provides direction and purpose, motivating both the leader and those they guide. Without vision, efforts become scattered, and followers lack clarity. Communicating a compelling vision ensures that people understand the why behind actions and feel inspired to contribute. Influence begins with trust. People follow leaders they believe in, respect, and feel connected to. Trust is built through integrity, consistency, and authenticity. Leaders who make promises and keep them, who act honestly and transparently, earn the confidence of others. Once trust is established, influence becomes natural rather than forced. People are willing to support, collaborate, and go the extra mile for leaders they trust. Communication is another pillar of effective leadership. Clear, concise, and empathetic communication ensures that ideas are understood and embraced. Listening is just as important as speaking. Leaders who listen actively demonstrate respect, gain insights, and make informed decisions. Effective communication creates alignment, reduces confusion, and fosters a culture of cooperation and mutual respect. Leaders also lead by example. Actions speak louder than words. Consistency between what a leader says and what they do sets the tone for behavior within a team or community. If a leader values hard work, integrity, or continuous learning, demonstrating these qualities inspires others to emulate them. Role modeling strengthens credibility and reinforces the values that guide the group. Empathy is a defining characteristic of influential leaders. Understanding the perspectives, emotions, and needs of others allows leaders to connect on a human level. Empathy enables effective problem-solving, conflict resolution, and support. When people feel understood and valued, they are more likely to trust, engage, and contribute fully. Leadership without empathy risks becoming authoritarian and disconnected. Decision-making is a vital skill for leadership. Leaders are often faced with complex choices that affect others. Effective leaders gather information, weigh options, consider consequences, and act decisively. Hesitation or indecision can undermine confidence and slow progress. While no decision guarantees success, the ability to make informed, Timely choices builds trust and demonstrates competence. Influence is enhanced by persuasion and inspiration rather than coercion. People respond better to guidance that appeals to their values, goals, or sense of purpose. Leaders who articulate benefits, acknowledge concerns, and demonstrate genuine passion create commitment rather than compliance. Persuasion grounded in integrity strengthens relationships, while coercion erodes trust. Mentorship is a powerful form of leadership. Teaching, guiding, and supporting others creates a legacy that extends beyond immediate results. Leaders who invest in the growth of those around them multiply their influence. Mentorship develops skills, confidence, and independence in others, while enhancing the leader's credibility and impact. Collaboration is another hallmark of successful leadership. Leaders do not work in isolation. They harness the strengths of their team. Encouraging participation, valuing diverse perspectives, and fostering an environment where ideas are shared freely leads to better solutions. Collaboration builds ownership and accountability, creating a sense of shared purpose and motivation. Resilience is critical for leadership. Challenges, setbacks, and criticism are inevitable. Leaders who maintain composure, adapt to change, and persist in the face of obstacles inspire confidence. Demonstrating resilience encourages followers to remain committed and fosters a culture of perseverance. Leadership is tested most during adversity, and those who navigate it effectively earn lasting respect. Influence also requires emotional intelligence. Understanding and managing emotions, both your own and others, enhances communication, conflict resolution, and decision-making. Leaders with high emotional intelligence create positive environments where people feel safe, valued, and motivated. They recognize the impact of tone, words, and behavior on the morale and engagement of those around them. Accountability strengthens leadership. Leaders who accept responsibility for their actions, decisions, and results set a standard for others. Avoiding blame and acknowledging mistakes builds credibility and encourages a culture of integrity. When leaders hold themselves accountable, teams are more likely to do the same, reinforcing shared standards and performance. Consider the story of Maya, a team leader in a growing company. Instead of commanding her team, she focused on listening, understanding goals, and creating opportunities for growth. She shared her vision clearly, encouraged collaboration, and recognized contributions. Her approach built trust, inspired dedication, and improved team performance. Over time, the team achieved ambitious targets, and Maya's influence extended beyond her immediate group. Her leadership demonstrated that impact comes from guiding, empowering, and connecting with others. Finally, leadership and influence are skills that can be developed. They require self-awareness, practice, and a commitment to growth. By cultivating vision, trust, communication, empathy, decision-making, resilience, and collaboration, anyone can expand their ability to lead and inspire. Leadership is not reserved for a select few. It is available to anyone willing to take responsibility, serve others, and act with integrity. Mastering leadership and influence ensures that your success is multiplied. It allows you to create impact, foster growth, and leave a lasting legacy. Those who can guide others while remaining true to their values shape not only their own destiny but the futures of everyone they touch. Leadership is both a privilege and a responsibility, and when practiced with purpose, it becomes a force for extraordinary achievement. Chapter 14: Financial Intelligence. Money is a tool, not a goal. How we manage it determines our freedom, security, and ability to pursue dreams. Financial intelligence is the ability to understand, manage, and grow money effectively. It goes beyond earning. It involves budgeting, investing, saving, and making strategic decisions that maximize value over time. Developing financial intelligence is essential for achieving long-term success and independence. In this chapter, we will explore the principles of financial literacy, smart money habits, and strategies to create lasting wealth. The foundation of financial intelligence is understanding income and expenses. Knowing exactly how much you earn and where it goes allows you to make informed decisions. Track every dollar coming in and going out. Categorize spending to identify patterns, waste, and areas for improvement. Without this awareness, it is easy to overspend, accumulate debt, or miss opportunities to save and invest. Awareness is the first step to control. Budgeting is a practical tool for financial management. A budget allocates income to essential expenses, savings, investments, and discretionary spending. It ensures that money serves your goals rather than being depleted without purpose. Many successful people follow a principle of paying themselves first, setting aside a portion of income for savings or investments before covering expenses. Budgeting creates discipline, reduces stress, and aligns spending with priorities. Saving is the cornerstone of financial stability. Emergencies, opportunities, and investments require liquidity. Building an emergency fund equal to 3 to 6 months of living expenses provides a safety net against unexpected challenges. Regular saving, even in small amounts, creates a habit that compounds over time. Patience and consistency turn modest savings into significant financial security. Investing multiplies wealth. While saving protects capital, investing grows it. Understanding different investment options, stocks, bonds, real estate, mutual funds, or businesses allows you to make informed decisions. The key is to balance risk and reward according to goals and tolerance. Start early, as time is one of the most powerful tools in compounding returns. Financial intelligence involves knowing how to make money work for you, rather than only working for money. Debt management is critical. Not all debt is harmful, but mismanaged debt can hinder progress. High-interest consumer debt, such as credit card balances, should be paid off quickly to avoid compounding costs. Strategic use of low-interest debt for investments, like mortgages or business loans, can accelerate growth if managed responsibly. Understanding the difference between productive and unproductive debt is a key element of financial intelligence. Income diversification strengthens financial resilience. Relying on a single source of income creates vulnerability. Developing multiple streams through side businesses, investments, or passive income provides stability and opens opportunities for growth. Each additional source increases flexibility and reduces the impact of unforeseen challenges on financial security. Financial intelligence also involves planning for the future. Retirement, education, and long-term goals require foresight. Contributing to retirement accounts, planning investments, and understanding tax implications ensures that your future needs are met. Long-term planning turns short-term effort into lasting results, preventing crises and enabling confident decision-making. Mindset plays a significant role in financial success. People with a scarcity mindset focus on limitations, fear spending, and avoid calculated risks. Those with an abundance mindset view money as a tool for growth, invest wisely, and see opportunities rather than obstacles. Shifting your mindset allows you to take strategic actions without being paralyzed by fear or indecision. Continuous learning is essential. The financial world changes constantly. New investment opportunities, tax laws, technologies, and economic trends require awareness and adaptability. Reading books, attending seminars, or consulting experts ensures that your financial decisions are informed and strategic. Lifelong learning in finance turns mistakes into lessons and opportunities into growth. Generosity and financial intelligence are connected. Giving to others, whether through charity, mentorship, or supporting loved ones, cultivates gratitude, purpose, and perspective. Many financially successful people emphasize that wealth is amplified when shared. Strategic giving does not diminish financial growth. It enhances character, influence, and fulfillment. Consider the story of David, who earned a modest salary but lacked financial awareness. Initially, he spent freely, accumulated debt, and had no savings. Once he began tracking his expenses, creating a budget, saving consistently, and learning about investments, his financial situation transformed. Within a few years, he built an emergency fund, invested in assets, and started a small side business that generated passive income. David's success was not about high earnings, but about smart money management and strategic decision-making. Finally, financial intelligence is about control. It is the ability to make choices rather than be controlled by circumstances. Those who understand money can align resources with goals, manage risks, and create freedom. Money, when handled wisely, becomes a tool that expands opportunities, secures independence, and supports growth in all areas of life. Financial intelligence is not an innate talent. It is a skill developed through knowledge, discipline, and consistent action. Mastering financial intelligence ensures that money serves your vision rather than dictating it. By understanding, managing, and growing your resources, you gain the freedom to pursue meaningful goals, respond confidently to challenges, and create lasting impact. Money, when guided by intelligence, becomes a powerful ally on the path to success. Chapter 15: Health and Energy Management. Success requires more than knowledge, skills, or strategy. Without health and energy, even the most talented individuals struggle to perform consistently. Physical, mental, and emotional well-being form the foundation upon which all achievements are built. Managing health and energy is not a luxury. It is a necessity for sustained productivity, focus, and resilience. In this chapter, we will explore practical strategies to optimize physical health, boost energy, and create habits that support long-term success. The first pillar of health is proper nutrition. Food is fuel, and the quality of that fuel affects energy, focus, and overall performance. Consuming balanced meals with proteins, healthy fats, complex carbohydrates, and essential vitamins and minerals supports cognitive function, physical strength, and emotional stability. Avoiding excessive sugar, processed foods, and empty calories prevents energy crashes and long-term health issues. Consistency in nutrition creates a stable foundation for peak performance. Hydration is often overlooked, but essential for energy and cognitive clarity. The brain and body require sufficient water to function optimally. Even mild dehydration can cause fatigue, reduced concentration, and slower reaction times. Drinking water throughout the day, rather than waiting for thirst signals, keeps energy levels stable and supports overall health. Exercise is a critical component of energy management. Regular physical activity strengthens the heart, muscles, and bones, improves mood, and boosts mental sharpness. Exercise does not require extreme routines. Consistent movement, such as walking, jogging, resistance training, or yoga, provides significant benefits. Physical activity increases blood flow to the brain, enhancing focus, creativity, and problem-solving ability, which are essential for success. Sleep is one of the most powerful tools for restoring energy and maintaining health. Quality sleep supports memory, decision-making, emotional regulation, and physical recovery. Adults generally require 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. Prioritizing rest over late-night work or distractions enhances productivity, energy, and resilience. Short-term sacrifice of sleep may seem productive, but reduces long-term performance. Stress management is essential for energy conservation and mental health. Chronic stress drains focus, motivation, and physical energy. Techniques such as deep breathing, meditation, mindfulness, and journaling help regulate stress. Engaging in hobbies, Spending time in nature and maintaining social connections also reduce stress levels. Effective stress management allows for clearer thinking and better decision-making under pressure. Mental energy is as important as physical energy. Activities that drain emotional or cognitive resources, such as constant multitasking, excessive social media, or negative thinking, reduce performance. Prioritizing tasks, focusing on one thing at a time, and creating environments conducive to concentration conserve mental energy. Positive self-talk and affirmations also boost motivation and mental clarity. Routine checkups and preventive care support long-term health. Monitoring blood pressure, cholesterol and other indicators, as well as addressing minor issues before they escalate, ensures consistent energy and reduces the risk of major health problems. Prevention is always more effective than cure and allows you to maintain peak performance over time. Energy management includes balancing work and recovery. Continuous work without breaks leads to burnout, reduced creativity, and poor decision-making. Scheduling breaks, short walks, or brief periods of relaxation restores focus. Techniques like the Pomodoro method, alternating focused work with short rest intervals, optimize productivity and maintain energy levels throughout the day. Habits are the foundation of sustained health. Daily practices such as consistent sleep schedules, regular exercise, balanced nutrition, hydration, and stress management routines create stability and resilience. Small habits, repeated consistently, compound into significant improvements over time. Health and energy are maintained not by occasional effort, but by ongoing commitment to daily routines. Consider the story of Ahmed, a busy professional who struggled with fatigue, low focus, and mood swings. Initially, he ignored nutrition, sleep, and exercise. Once he adopted a structured routine, sleeping early, eating balanced meals, exercising 3 times a week, and practicing mindfulness, his energy and productivity skyrocketed. Tasks that once felt overwhelming became manageable, and his confidence and resilience increased. Ahmed's transformation illustrates that health and energy directly impact success. Emotional energy is also crucial. Maintaining positive relationships, expressing gratitude, and engaging in activities that bring joy enhances motivation and overall well-being. Negative emotions, unresolved conflicts, or toxic environments drain energy even if physical health is strong. Managing emotional energy ensures that focus and effort remain directed toward meaningful goals. Finally, balance is key. Overemphasis on work at the expense of health leads to burnout, while neglecting ambition reduces achievement. Integrating health and energy management into daily routines creates a sustainable system that supports high performance and long-term success. Treat your body and mind as essential assets, and they will fuel your journey toward every goal. Mastering health and energy management ensures that you have the stamina, focus, and resilience to pursue success consistently. Knowledge, skills, and strategies are powerful only when paired with a body and mind capable of performing at their best. By prioritizing physical, mental, and emotional well-being, you create a foundation that amplifies every action, decision, and effort on the path to achievement. Chapter 16. Putting it all together. Final chapter. Success is not a single event. It is the result of consistent actions, disciplined habits, and intentional decisions applied over time. All the principles explored in the previous chapters, discipline, mindset, goal setting, networking, financial intelligence, health, leadership, and time management, form pieces of a larger system. Individually, each contributes value. Together, they create a framework for achieving extraordinary results. This final chapter brings these elements together and shows how to implement them as a unified approach to personal and professional growth. The first step in integrating all elements is understanding the interconnectedness of your actions. Discipline without purpose may feel like effort wasted. Goals without strategy remain dreams. Networking without authenticity may create superficial connections. Mindset without energy management leads to burnout. Recognizing that each area supports and enhances the others allows you to focus on building a balanced system rather than isolated skills. Success emerges when these pieces work together in harmony. Clarity of vision remains the foundation. Begin by defining what success means to you, not what society or others dictate, but your personal definition. This vision guides your choices, motivates persistence, and provides a reference point when challenges arise. Every decision, habit, and action should align with this vision. When clarity exists, effort becomes intentional, and distractions lose their power. Prioritization is the next critical step. Life is full of tasks, obligations, and opportunities. Using time and energy wisely requires distinguishing between what truly matters and what does not. Apply the principles of time management, goal setting, and productivity to focus on high-impact activities. Each day should include deliberate steps that advance your vision while balancing rest, relationships, and health. A growth-oriented mindset ensures resilience. Challenges, setbacks, and failures are inevitable, but your response determines outcomes. Embrace failure as feedback, curiosity as motivation, and persistence as a habit. Mindset mastery allows you to maintain focus and energy while learning from experiences rather than being derailed by them. By consistently practicing positive self-talk, visualization, and reflection, you create mental patterns that support progress across every area of life. Discipline and consistency tie all actions together. Inspiration is fleeting, but habits endure. Small, repeated actions compound over time to produce significant results. Whether it is investing time in learning, developing relationships, managing finances, or caring for your health, consistent effort ensures that each day contributes meaningfully toward your goals. Systems, routines, and accountability reinforce this consistency. Networking, leadership, and influence amplify your results. Success rarely happens alone. Building meaningful relationships, mentoring others, and collaborating with capable individuals accelerates progress and expands opportunities. Genuine connections provide guidance, support, and feedback, while leadership allows you to inspire and influence others toward shared outcomes. These skills multiply your impact beyond what you could achieve individually. Financial intelligence ensures that resources support your vision. Income, savings, investments, and smart money management provide the freedom to act strategically rather than reactively. Understanding money, avoiding unnecessary debt, and creating multiple streams of income allows you to pursue goals without constraint. Financial discipline complements other systems, enabling sustained growth and resilience. Health and energy management sustain all effort. Without physical and mental stamina, even the best plans falter. Balanced nutrition, exercise, rest, stress management, and emotional well-being create the foundation for high performance. Energy is the fuel that powers every action. Protecting and optimizing it ensures that your system can operate consistently and effectively over the long term. Reflection and adjustment are the final pieces of the system. Life is dynamic, and success requires adaptability. Regularly reviewing progress, analyzing outcomes, and adjusting strategies ensures that your system remains aligned with evolving goals and circumstances. Reflection turns experience into insight, preventing repeated mistakes and guiding smarter decisions. Consider the story of Alex, who applied all these principles systematically. He defined his vision, set clear goals, created structured routines, built supportive relationships, invested wisely, and maintained health and energy. Each day, he acted deliberately, reinforced by discipline, mindset, and reflection. Over time, Alex achieved milestones that once seemed impossible. His success was not the result of luck or sudden opportunity, but the consistent application of an integrated system. Putting it all together is about creating a life in which every action supports your long-term vision. Each chapter of this audiobook contributes a piece. Mindset shapes perception. Goals provide direction. Discipline drives action. Networking amplifies influence. Financial intelligence provides freedom. And health sustains energy. By integrating these elements into a cohesive system, success becomes predictable, manageable, and sustainable. Ultimately, the message is clear. Success is not a secret. It is a system built on intentionality, consistency, growth, and alignment. Master the principles outlined in this audiobook, implement them in daily life, and adapt as necessary. The path to achievement is within your control, and by following this framework, extraordinary results are not just possible, they are inevitable. Success is not a matter of luck, shortcuts, or hidden knowledge. It is a deliberate, repeatable process. The power lies in taking action today, building systems that support tomorrow, and committing to a lifelong journey of learning, growth, and impact. By putting all the lessons together, you transform potential into reality and create a life of meaningful achievement. Congratulations on completing this journey through Success is Not a Secret, It's a System. By listening to this audiobook, you have explored the essential principles that create lasting achievement: discipline, mindset, goal setting, time management, networking, leadership, financial intelligence, health, and energy management. Each chapter was designed to provide practical strategies, actionable insights, and a framework that you can apply immediately in your life. Remember, knowledge alone is not enough. Success is the result of consistent action, intentional habits, and a system that aligns every aspect of your life with your goals. The ideas in this audiobook are tools. Your responsibility is to implement them. Start small, stay consistent, and allow each principle to compound over time. Every step you take brings you closer to the life you envision. The journey does not end here. Use what you have learned to plan your next steps, reflect on your progress, and continue growing. Surround yourself with supportive people, maintain a growth-oriented mindset, and prioritize your health, energy, and focus. Success is not a single destination. It is the result of daily purposeful action applied over time. Thank you for listening. Take what resonates, apply it in your life, and remember that the system of success is available to anyone willing to commit, learn, and act. Your journey has begun. Keep moving forward, stay disciplined, and embrace every opportunity to grow, lead, and achieve.